Hey everybody, I'm David.
I'm Jess.
I'm the husband.
I'm the wife.
And we are married.
15 to life.
Stop messing with your microphone.
You messed it with it. Now
Stop messing with your microphone.
I had it right, and then you had to adjust it.
You had it right. I had it right. Stop messing with my microphone.
And then David adjusted it. I'm like, it's not right now.
It's supposed to point at your chin so the voice carries over
I
it.
I think it is.
Otherwise, it sounds like this. So we don't want that. We want it to sound clear.
I never sound like that, do I?
I know, but if it's right at your mouth, plus on video, you all can't see my mouth right now, so I look like just a talking head with no mouth, and we don't want that at all. So, how's your morning?
It's been good.
Kids are getting on the bus with no tears, but are they getting off the bus with no tears?
It's been a little hard on Mark, I think.
Yeah.
It's Lucy gets off before him. Like, she gets to her school first, and so she gets off the bus. And yesterday, I think he was very sad,
Yeah.
but I think he seemed okay today. So hopefully, it's just going to take time.
Not a sponsor, but I would love them to be a sponsor. I'm sporting my 7 Brew Rise and Grind shirt today. I wish that they had given me a free coffee, but I got something even better, and that is Jessica made me a custom coffee. What all did you put in this, honey?
It's a dupe of like the sweet and salty from 7 Brew. So it's
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's salted caramel syrup and white chocolate syrup, and then I put a little bit of sugar-free chocolate sauce and sugar-free caramel sauce on it.
And it's really good.
Good.
I've already drank a third of it. I'm going to try to pace myself. But yeah, we love 7 Brew. Now, today we're going to talk about, we're actually going to talk about something that a lot of married couples have to talk about on a somewhat regular basis, and that's we're going to talk about finances.
Yes.
And we just really, especially with the stuff that we're going through right now with inflation, and praise God, a lot of stuff is being, mellowed out with, with the new, we don't get political very much on here, but I do believe that what's happening in our country right now is helping to stabilize a lot of the chaos we've had financially in this country. But I am also thankful that in the midst of all of that, right up front, let's just say it, we know who Jehovah Jireh is. We know God is our provider. And David wrote in the Psalms and says, I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor the children of God begging for bread. So we know God takes care of his children.
Yeah.
And if we're faithful to him and keep his word and sow our finances into the kingdom, we will reap out of that. We believe that.
But it doesn't mean that we aren't smart about it.
No. As my dad would say, David, the Holy Spirit leads and guides you, but God also gave you a brain and you need to use it. Yeah. And we believe full on in being good stewards of everything God's given us. It's all comes from him anyway. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. It all belongs to him. So we are stewarding what he's giving us to take care of, which includes what's in our bank account. And so you just were going throughout your day, what made you want to talk about supplemental income and how we choose to live?
Well, I just want to talk about kind of how we afford for me to stay home. I know, and I want to say right out, I know that it is a great blessing and privilege to be able to stay home and be a homemaker and be there when my kids get off the bus. I never take that for granted. I know there's a lot of people out there that wish they could do that. But at the same time, it's not something that was just handed to us. It's something we've had to work very hard at.
Very hard at.
There's 2 things we're going to talk about, both how we save money and how we earn extra money, because I knew from a very early age that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. That's all I've ever wanted to be. That my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I'm so grateful that you also saw the value of that.
Because I was raised from a stay-at-home mom.
Because your mom was a stay-at-home mom. Not that you can't be a great mom if you're not, but that's just what we grew up with. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be there on the field trips. I wanted to be there when my kids got off the bus or whatever. And I wanted to be able to take them to the doctor's appointments and be there to do their homework. It was just so important to me. And so, but then, we're in ministry, and it's like, how is this all going to work out? Because if you don't know this, ministers don't get paid very much.
Yeah, the people that have the big paychecks that are on like CBN and the 700 Club and all that, that's the 1%. That's the average church size in America is 75 people.
Yeah.
And so if you do the math on that, if every single one of them, faithfully tithed and gave out of their income to the church, depending on the different ranges of income, then the pastor could take a little bit of the tithe for his salary, but a lot of the tithe goes back into making the church run and function and all of that.
I think it's just been, and it's starting to get better too, but there's an old school mentality that pastors shouldn't make
Correct.
even enough to live.
Right.
And so
you got to be dependent on God, Pastor, so you can teach us how to be dependent on God.
Right. And I do think that we are dependent on God, but
Absolutely.
there's also something as paying a livable wage to the people that are working for you.
Oh, absolutely. Paul talks about numerous places in the scripture about the worker's worth his wage. And he also talks about that those who feed you spiritually should be given back to in all good things. Galatians says those that are taught in the word should communicate back to their teachers in all good things. So that doesn't mean just verbal encouragement. That means financial encouragement. There should be, if you're being fed spiritually and you're applying those things to your life and they are reaping benefits in your life, financial benefits, spiritual benefits, emotional benefits, all through the spectrum. If your life is getting better because somebody is feeding your spirit with the word and you're using it and it's working in your life, as an act of reciprocity, you should sow back into them and bless them for blessing you. And that's the principle of the kingdom. You reap what you sow. And so we've always believed that the mark of a good church is one that takes care of its pastor, because the pastor is under so much physical stress, emotional stress, spiritual stress that most pastors in America and around the world, let's just be honest, are extremely underpaid. And
Yes.
they do not get the appreciation verbally or financially that they deserve. And
it's caused a lot of pastors to quit and to go to other jobs, honestly, because they can't afford to. And
it's what they love to do.
And it's what they're called to do.
Yes.
But they're not able to take care of their family, and they're not able to. And so, and I also wanted to say, I have never taken a paycheck from any of the churches we've been at.
Correct.
Even though I have done a lot by your side. Ministry is one of those type of things where the family is.
Yes.
I saw somebody say this on a pastor's wife group or something that I was in just this week, that no other place is the CEO family is expected to work alongside them, except in ministry. And it's a blessing, and God definitely makes up the difference and blesses us. But at the same time, it can be hard sometimes. It can be challenging to make everything stretch, and it's not just a hand me thing where I want to be a stay-at-home mom and there's unlimited resources to make that happen.
Right.
It's been something that we've really had to rely on God and be creative with.
Let me throw one thing at you before we really dive deep into this thing, and that is, in the current culture of our world, I'm watching a lot of apologetic videos right now, because in the day in which we live, I know I need to understand where everybody's coming from and what everybody believes and what everybody's arguments are, so that I can pray it through and help people find the truth through no matter what worldview they have. And especially over the last, I would say 25 to 30 years since the push in the 80s and the 90s, there's been a radical rise of the feminist movement that has really made it to where if a woman says, I want to be a stay-at-home mom and I want my husband to bring home the money and I want to be a mother first and foremost, that there's an attack on that. And we know that attack comes from the enemy. But just talk real quick, Jessica, about number one, why that was a priority for you, but also why is that an attack of the enemy? Because the enemy, if the enemy destroys the family, he destroys the culture. I mean, that's just the way it is.
I think it stems from like this feminist look of, you don't need to rely on a man. You know, you need
Thanks, Taylor Swift.
Oh, do not bring Taylor Swift into this.
She's an absolute feminist.
No, I'm saying though, like, if you want to work, and I think there's nothing wrong with a woman having a career,
right?
And a woman, if God's called her to be a lawyer, be a doctor, be whatever else, that he will. But
you said a word there. If God has called you to do that, so there isn't this whole thing of I need to prove that women are equal to men.
And I even get this, like, I can't believe you're a nurse and you just threw that away for your family. My family is the most important thing to me.
Yes,
and I am honored. I feel like it is my God-given role in my life and my purpose.
You are called to be a full-time wife and mother.
That's what I wanted, and it's not anything to look down upon. And I hate that in this culture, that it is this look down upon thing, as opposed to celebrating the women, that if that's what they want to do and that's what they feel called to do, how amazing is that for their family? How amazing is that for that woman?
That's what I've always said. If you're let's call an apple an apple. If you're a true feminist and you believe in women empowerment, if a woman feels empowered to be a stay-at-home wife and mother, praise God, that's her power.
I know.
So you can't have this both ways. You can't say I want equal rights, I want equal say for women.
Stems from this. Well, her husband's just fully taking care of her, and she is indebted to him, but we don't look at it like that.
No.
We look at it as, and I say I never took a paycheck from the church in my name, no. But I feel like everything you earn is mine, and everything I earn is yours, and we are a team. Don't swallow.
I just think it's funny that whenever we have play arguments, when we just try to pick at each other, we say stuff like that. If I really am the one who does the work around here, or hey honey, most of those checks are signed in my name. It's funny how husbands and wives, but see, even that right there, the fact that it is such a touchy thing that you can use it as a joke and you can use it as give or take of one-upmanship. It just says to me again, we value so much the role of who's making this family operate, who's taking care of who.
I went down this rabbit hole of people giving financial advice, and there is this train of thought, non-Christian people usually, train of thought of when you get married, you should keep all finances separate.
Yep, separate bank accounts. You make what you make. They make what they make. So
if you go to Chipotle for lunch,
you're choosing who pays for it.
And hey, will you Venmo me $10 because I bought your Chipotle bowl? Like, I cannot even fathom that. Like, we are a team. All of our money goes into a pot, and we work together, to put money in, to take money out, to save money here, to save money there. But if you look at it as me versus you, then what happens if you make twice as much as me?
What happens if I lose my job?
Right. I mean, and that's just, I cannot fathom living like that. That just seems so chaotic.
How do you feel about prenups?
No, well, that's just setting yourself up, I feel like, for trouble before you even get married.
You've already put a dark cloud over your marriage right up front.
We went into marriage knowing that we wanted it to be for life, and knowing that, we immediately got a joint bank account. We immediately started looking at it as what's mine is yours and what yours is mine, and we're a team.
Right. We knew right up front, if there is any sense of territorial or any sense of ownership versus teamwork, then we're going to have problems down the road. Even if up front, please hear me. I'm not talking about his and her possessions. We don't share the same toothbrush. We don't, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different animal.
But the same money buys those toothbrushes.
Exactly. And we also know that there are days that, and there are seasons of our life. There have been times in our marriage where Jessica's paycheck was the paycheck.
Yeah.
And I did not have one at the time. And I was trying to find a way to get a paycheck in there. But let me say this. So your calling from God upon your life that you felt at even a young age was, I don't need to prove myself in the work arena that I can do just everything a man can do and do it as good to him as getting an equal paycheck. If that's a calling on a woman's life and she wants to get in the same arena that men are in and prove that she can do that, and because God has called her to do that, then by all means. But this notion that if you choose to not go into the world and do a corporate job or do a secular job, and or even a pastoral job, and all you want to do is stay at home and let your husband earn the money and you be a full-time wife and be a full-time mother, I love that and value that, because here's number one. I don't want strangers raising my kids.
Yeah.
Can we just say that? And I want to know that at the house, it's not empty. There's a home. I mean, I think we've lost the value of that. And if there's stay-at-home dads, and I say the same thing to you, if you're called to be a stay-at-home dad,
that's awesome.
Then exactly. Your kids are being raised by you, and your house is a home.
And there's people who maybe their grandparents have their kids, or you have to put them in daycare. And we're not saying that's a bad thing, but it was just so.
But throw this thing out in the trash. That if you want to be a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, then you're less than all the other men and women. Throw that out the door.
That I have felt looked down upon even by people in the church.
It's ridiculous.
And it usually comes down to, but you have a degree in nursing, so you've thrown your life away. That's the vibe I get. And I've said this in the episode that we talked about my nursing degree. I didn't go into nursing because I felt called to nursing. I went into nursing in case I needed to work for whatever reason, and it was something that I could enjoy.
And nurses had made a big impact on your life, and you wanted to do that for others.
But I knew even doing that, and would I do it different? Maybe. But back then, you'd make the decisions you make in the moment. I didn't know what my future was going to hold. I didn't know if it would be 10 years after I got out of school that I would get married, so I didn't know.
Right.
But I thought that would be a good job to have. But it's not my calling. So when people look at me and say, well, you just threw that away, or, hey, when the kids start school, are you going to go back to nursing? Like, that is not what I feel like my purpose is.
No.
So
Yeah.
to say that, it hurts my feelings.
Yeah. And when people say that to me of, well, if your church is struggling or you're not growing, then you need to abandon ship and go work at a church that's doing better. How? I just don't understand this mentality of,
yeah.
of if you're not moving up the ladder, if you're not earning more money, if you could be putting more dollars in your bank account and you choose not to, then there's something mentally wrong with you.
And money has never been the almighty thing
No.
we've ever made decisions based on, because we have seen God take care of us
Yes.
through times where we were getting no paycheck, little paychecks, bigger paychecks, less paychecks. We have not done it like this ever.
No.
Our paychecks have always been like this.
Yes.
We're not making now what we used to make in other places. Like it's just
Because it's what you just said. We don't worship at the altar of money. And
Yeah.
Jesus talks about this. You cannot serve two masters. And the masters, he says, is God and mammon. Mammon is money. So the whole thing of the quote of money makes the world go round. If your decision in life, and you don't have to even put a dollar sign next to it, you have a decision in everyday life. I choose to do what I do for the glory of God, or I choose to do what I do for the glory of me. And the glory of me means a bigger bank account. The glory of God means God takes care of me. God's my provider. If I become a millionaire, praise God. If I stay in the thousands, praise God. If I go broke, praise God. He will take care of me. We do not equate success to finances. But especially in the American culture, that's the only thing they look at.
And what I hate too is they look at a stay-at-home mom and they go, well, you're not bringing in an income. But how much are you saving your family?
Thank you.
In daycare costs. If you break down, I've seen the people do this time and time again. If you take the wife's salary or the husband's, whoever maybe is making the lesser amount, and you take out the cost of the daycare for their kids, the gas to and from work, the clothing needed for work,
it's
the
another
coffee's
full-time
out,
job.
You really aren't making that much difference.
No.
Now, if it's something that you love to do, that's your passion, that's one thing.
And again, if God has called you to do it, then God will also provide the means to take care of your children.
But if you really want to be home, but you feel like you can't, look at your finances. See if there's a way, because I will tell you, with our 3 kids, having to pay for after school care costs, having to pay for
we couldn't do it,
and our special needs son, like there is no way. And I'm so grateful. God is so good, because I didn't place this desire inside of myself. God did. What would have happened if I had this career mindset and then I had a son with special needs? And what would we have done? Like, there's not a lot of daycare places that would take that type of situation.
Correct.
And so then I would feel like I would be resentful of that, instead of being so excited that I would be able to be home with him.
And there's so many arguments out there, and I always cringe and get sick to my stomach when I hear the pro-choice argument. And again, we're not I don't want to get political, but the pro-choice argument is this unwanted baby will keep me from living my dream. I can't, when I hear that, I get angry. I just don't understand this me first mentality. The moment I was born, something inside of me wants me. But then the moment I accept Christ, I realize this life's not about me. And my life is to give to somebody else.
And then once you have children, you just see even more. Like, I would
give every breath I have to give them more breaths. I
would do anything. And so we are so grateful that our kids have what we have, and we are so blessed. But again, it has not been handed to us.
No.
We have worked very hard. We do a lot of things that maybe aren't super popular to do. And so that's kind of what we want to talk about first, ways we save money.
Mm-hmm. And then when things are tight, ways we put more money in.
Earn extra money, because we couldn't do it just on your salary alone, especially with the cost of the housing going up. Now, we had in Indiana, we had got in on a really low interest rate. That's when all the interest rates were super low. And so our mortgage payment was way less.
Right.
Well, when we moved, those mortgage rates had, quadrupled. If that, maybe even what's 5 times? Quintupled.
And thankfully we're locked in at a kind of low one, but it's
low. It's like at least 3 or 4 times what interest rate it was when we got it in Indiana. And so, we couldn't just survive on that.
No.
So we have to get creative in how can we make extra money, and God's always so faithful.
And we're not gonna give you numbers because it's none of your business. But
it doesn't matter,
and it doesn't matter either. The principles are the same no matter how much money you have coming in. So let's start with the obvious things, the biggest expenditures, and how you've learned how to slash them. Jessica's the guru on this stuff.
Well, first of all, our cars.
Yes.
We choose to pay,
not buy new ones.
to pay cash when we can.
Yes.
Because that saves you so much in interest.
Yes.
It's hard to save up
Yep.
that money and then put it all down. But the amount of money we've saved, we don't have car payments.
Right.
And that may seem like, wow, y'all are so lucky. No, we've worked hard.
We worked hard to
and
do that.
saved. But that not having a car payment every month, that is huge.
Although I wish we could do, and maybe eventually we can, my papa and granny, when they were making decent money when the church really started growing, is they would set aside the same amount they would pay for a normal car payment. They would keep putting that into an account. So that way they always were like, okay, we know if we never need a new car, we've been saving up for 10 years, with car payments to get a car.
What we've always done is we just put that money when we can in savings. And then when, our car gets totaled or whatever else, we have that money to be able to put down. And it's not hard. And sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And we've had to, but then we look for cars that are more affordable. And we've been able to find good quality cars.
God gave you your dream car.
Yeah. But you have to look. You have to be willing to take ones that aren't brand new. And people will say, well, but then the repairs.
Which is a Honda Odyssey minivan, everybody. That's Jessica's dream car, and she's got it now.
I love my car, but, I forgot where I was going with that. But, we don't, and people will say with like repairs and stuff, but you're paying so much in repairs. No, when you're looking at a $500, $600, $700 a month car payment, which is what people are paying.
Unbelievable.
We don't pay that much in maintenance.
No, we do not.
Even for old cars.
No, we do not.
And then when they do need maintenance, we try to find places that are more affordable. We'll call around and say, we have this problem. How much does it cost there? How much does it cost there? You have to do a little bit more work to do that.
Not just in doctors do you get a second opinion. I do it in mechanics. I do it in all areas of cars.
We don't have the newest iPhone.
No,
we do have iPhones. We're blessed.
What model do you have?
I don't know what this is.
Is that a 12?
10, 12, I don't know.
I've got a 10.
But when we buy our iPhones,
we buy them
used, and we buy them outright so that we're not paying every month. Those little purchases add up.
They do. That's how they get you.
Yeah. Like
you people that park out of an Apple store the day before the new model drops.
If you can afford it, that's great.
But the people that do that, they can't afford it. They just have to have the newest iPhone so they can post on Instagram, I got the newest iPhone. Congratulations, you're in debt. Have fun with that.
If you can afford it, and that's great, and that's something that's important to you, I say more power to you. But if you're putting that on credit cards, that's another thing. We have zero credit card debt.
Zero. I will not be a slave to anything, especially a piece of plastic.
Well, it's just when you look at it and you're paying so much on interest.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make logical sense. So we do have a credit card.
You sound like a David Ramsey talk right now, but I don't care. His principles work.
We do have a credit card, and we get cash back and stuff like that, but I pay it off every single month.
Immediately, yes.
And we never carry a balance. And, that saves us so much money. Our kids don't get brand new everything. We don't get brand new clothes. I don't go just shopping and throwing money, at the newest toys, at the newest, we just really try not to. Now, they have plenty, believe me.
Their closets are very well stocked.
But I look for the best deals. Y'all know if you watch my vlogs.
Thrift stores, Goodwills.
Yeah. Clearance events at Kohl's.
Half my closet is Walmart, and I'm okay with it.
I mean, and the kids grow out of stuff so fast.
Yes.
We try to buy used everything when we can. Groceries is a huge expense. No matter what you're buying, it's expensive right now. But I do my very best to shop the sales. I'll go to 2, 3, 4 grocery stores a week if I have to find the best deals. Now, it takes some time, and not everybody has that time. But
on the back end, the money you're saving.
Yeah, but I feel like when I'm at home, little thing that I can do to save money is important if I do have the time to do it. Buying name brand stuff. I mean, store brand stuff instead of name brand. That saves us a lot of money.
And you can go back and bless Jess' channel. We've done a lot of battle of the brands, and sometimes the name brands are the worst you can get.
I get this thing where people are like, well, I would never buy, store brand Doritos. It's like almost like they're too good for that. And I'm like, who cares? It's food.
Now Doritos, I'll make an exception. They're,
you know what I mean?
They're untouchable. But like our favorite.
Well, but like the kids don't care.
But like our favorite ketchup is from Aldi. You know, and like our favorite, there's like 2 or 3 other things we could have. My favorite sodas are Kroger's.
But listen, do we always have to have our very favorite things too?
No.
Y'all, you literally
say no to your flesh.
You eat it and you poop it out.
Yes.
It's not like, we enjoy stuff.
Which leads us to another play we cut costs. How often do we eat out, honey?
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
We used to a lot more before we had kids. And then when we had little kids that, I could get one kid's meal and Nate would eat that, and Lucy would eat off her
But
plate.
now we have a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
If we go out to eat, even to Chick-fil-A, it's $50.
Yes.
45, $50. If we go to a sit-down restaurant, it's
60 easy.
And that adds up so quickly.
Yes, it
so
does.
very rarely do we eat out. When we do eat out, I will look for who has kids eat free, who has a deal. When we go to McDonald's, we always use the app so we can get stuff.
Get like a free fry with a purchase of a soft drink. And
we
when we go to a sit-down restaurant, Jessica brings in her mix-in lemonade and we all drink water.
The little Mio squirt things, that saves a ton of money. That seems so small, but
$3.50 for a soda at a restaurant.
It's like $3 or $4 per.
So if everybody got a soda, that's $15, $20, $16.
Yeah, we don't usually order appetizers. We don't order desserts. We will share when we can. And all of these things seem so little, but they add up. And they add up so quickly.
Big way.
We all try to drink water more than sodas and juices and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other things we do.
Do you think that's why the tumblers became a thing? Is people went into Costco and like, I can drink a ton of water and not be thirsty?
But like
the hydration movement is also part of it.
I think people just kind of look at those as a cool accessories too. So people will get like every color Stanley that exists because they're collecting and whatever. Like,
and then that's another thing. Get knockoffs of those. We get knockoff Stanleys, knockoff brand shirts,
and if there's
knockoff brand.
Anything that I really want, like something, maybe I do want a Stanley or whatever, I will wait and ask for it for Christmas or my birthday.
Yes.
Because people will ask me, our moms and dads will ask, what's something I can get y'all for Christmas? And if I have an idea, they love that. So I'll wait for that.
Yeah, it's hilarious when people ask us what we want, because literally we go after everything off brand when we need it. And so there's like really not a lot on our wants list.
No.
And I mean, the stuff that is on our wants list is stuff God's going to have to take care of because it's bigger than what our parents are going to get, like a house or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of things out in the future that we're dreaming and praying over and saying, God, please give us that when it's time to have that. But for the most part, the material things have just never really been a big deal to us. I mean,
neither one of us are like that. Like we have to have even like growing up, remember everybody, I want the Abercrombie sweatshirt or whatever.
We talked about it in our school episode. Everybody needed Lunchables. Not me.
Yeah, David. And that's
my lunch was free. It was cooked last night.
No, there are so many people like this. So if it's you, don't get offended. I just don't understand this. The people who say, I just don't like leftovers. What? Like
that's free food.
It's the same. Like what?
And some of it tastes better the next day.
I just don't understand that.
I don't get it.
I don't like leftovers. It's just the same food you just had. Now some stuff changes a little bit, but most of the time it doesn't.
No, especially soups and chilies, they taste better.
Lasagna, any kind of pasta is great.
Yes.
A lot of times I'll cook a bunch of taco meat and we'll eat that leftover for days.
Yes.
Like, what do you mean you don't like leftovers? It's almost like I'm too good for leftovers. And
that's exactly what it is.
But it's like, or they'll say like, my husband doesn't like leftovers. Well, maybe you should try to get creative in how you fix them. If you serve him the same meatloaf or whatever for 3 days, I could get where that would be old.
Right.
But could you make it into a different thing? Could you, tweak it somehow?
Yeah. Could you cook beef and then cut it up? And
also, we don't always have to have our very favorite thing all the time.
No.
There's some times where, do I really want to eat leftover taco meat again? Not really. But that's what we have, and I'm not going to let it go to waste. And
so instead of eating leftover taco meat, make it into a salad, or put it together and make it into a quesadilla, or
just suck it up and just eat it.
Yes, I've done that too.
We don't have to have our very favorite. We've gotten in this thing that we're so spoiled.
Yes,
in America, in probably other countries too, but I know definitely where we live in America, we're so spoiled that we have to have our very favorite, most awesome thing all the time.
Oh, but it branches over into so much more than that, honey. I was watching a reel this morning actually while I was doing part of what we're going to talk about next in a minute, and like this girl was just chewing this guy up and down, going, "You work at this McDonald's? There's no way I'm going out with you."
I know.
I'm like, how arrogant and how pompous and how Like if a man, if that's his job right now, and that means he has zero drive, he has zero ambition, he's going to be at McDonald's the rest of his life. He's not worth your time. But that's the status of our culture. It's like we have these tiers in our mind, and unless you're at this tier, you're not worthy of me, or this food's not worthy of me.
I think it's better to look at the character of the person and
Thank you.
Are they a hard worker?
Yes.
Are they somebody? Because there's people that work that are plumbers that maybe not have college degrees, but they are killing it in terms of work ethic.
If I could go back in time right now, I probably would have done something like that, because I'm not kidding you whatsoever. Did you know the average trade skill person can make in the beginning year, like $75K.
I know.
Like for an electrician or a plumber
But you
or
get like
a
these
mechanic.
degrees, like art history and all these stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
not that you can't make money with that.
And if you're called to go into those fields, great. But let's just be realistic. Most of those degrees are not going to earn you good money.
But people think like, well, if you don't go to college, you're not good enough.
No, it's not true.
And that's not true. And I feel like there's just all this stigma.
Less and less employers care about college degrees. It's going down. A lot of employers, I was watching the statistic, the majority of successful companies now will not read a resume with a college degree on it because they look at the product of the college culture right now and they're like, these kids are entitled, they're spoiled, they think that their college should be free, that the world owes them something. I don't want them working for me.
Yeah.
And it's really true. And so looking back, I'm thankful for my college experience. I'm thankful for the degree I have, but I almost wish I'd gotten a trade degree in something that I could still do on the side. The thought of I could go off to the side and fix a bunch of people's plumbing and make $100K a year. Oh, by the way, with also having like a 1-year ministry leadership course.
Yeah.
And then be able to do both. And hey, I could preach for you on Sunday and Wednesday, and then 2 days a week go fix somebody's plumbing and keep my plumbing certificate and make this money. Looking back, I really wonder if I should have done something like that. But in my day, in the early 2000s, that was frowned upon. Parents want their kids to go get this degree.
We are grateful for our college
Absolutely.
education. And I do think there's merit in it.
Absolutely. And God called me to do what I did, and I did it.
Yeah. But there is also there should be no shame if that's not what someone goes into.
No.
Because especially when we're taking out thousands and thousands of dollars in debt to be able to afford this. And then when you get out of school, you've got all this debt.
In your early to
for.
mid 40s, you're having to pay this stuff off. Maybe sometimes longer.
Yeah. So anyway, there's so many ways to, earn extra, but there's also so many ways to cut back because we live in this society where we have to have the newest, nicest, everything trendy. I've been caught in this YouTube bubble where they keep recommending me, that you watch something and they keep recommending other videos, but it's all this overconsumption videos where they show how crazy our overconsumption is in America, how we're buying all the Stanleys, we're buying all these Lululemon leggings in every color, and they're $100 a pop.
We are driven by status. If an influencer has one, everybody needs to have one.
And it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Because you can't use all of that. And instead of putting that money into something more, your savings account or, something like that, we're just blowing it.
Your children's future, the future of your marriage.
Yeah. So
would you rather have 500 Stanleys or be able to go to the beach next year? Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like, we are so blessed. A lot of our vacations have been just to go see family. And that's very, inexpensive, or
cost of gas. When we get there, the food's free.
Now we are blessed also to be able to go on vacation.
Absolutely.
But a lot of that's because we've taken money and set it aside, to not have everything brand new and have that money to be put towards vacation.
And here's the other thing. The way we do it and think about it, our kids watch that.
Yeah.
And so our kids are going to grow up. Lucy does not scream at the top of her lungs, I need this, I need this. My friend at school has this. So-and-so has this. It says mine is terrible.
It's so funny because
her brain doesn't even cross that because she sees how we are.
She used to go shopping with me so much that she really understands the value of $1.
Yes.
And so when we see something she's like, because she has her own money that she earns.
She earns an allowance.
And she'll see something that's like, $10, $15. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. Whereas another kid may not even think that that's expensive, But I'm so glad that she values and sees that at a young age. And that's what I want her to do because, we don't need, that's the thing. We think we need this stuff.
There's a need column and a want column. We
need very little.
I need food. I need a roof over my head. I need water in my system, and I need a safe place to sleep every night. Everything else is a want. Even, hey, everybody, your phone is a want. Your Wi-Fi is a want. Air conditioning is a want. You can buy a fan.
I need that.
You know what I mean, though. You know what
I
I
know.
mean. And all these are luxury. Anything that the average third world person doesn't have, that's a want. The stuff they need to live, that's your
the
needs.
thing is just realizing how spoiled we are.
Yes.
But anyway, so let's talk now. And because I don't work a full-time job or work outside the house, I've had to be creative over the last 10 plus years of how to increase, and both of us have, how to increase the income, because you can save all day long, but if you're not making enough, it's not going to work.
Right.
So,
so you learned that you're really, really good with a camera.
And, that didn't start out as an income.
Nope.
And I tell everybody this at once because they see
I want to make money on YouTube. How do I do it?
I'm like, it's not a guarantee for everybody.
No.
And
especially now when you were doing it, it was,
still wasn't a guarantee.
There was a lot of people, but it wasn't near
it takes
what it is now.
People are shocked how long it takes. Now, there are people that are flash in the pans that they immediately hit 100,000 or whatever.
And YouTube has also upped the requirements because so many people jumped in on it trying to do it. They're like, hey, we can't afford this many people making this much money. So that they upped it where you have to get, what is it now? You have to reach 1,000 subscribers and like so many watch hours.
I don't know, but before they'll put ads. And that's the thing. You get paid on YouTube for a couple different ways. By ads that they place, ad revenue that they place in your
before, after, and during your
videos. That's the main way.
Yep.
That's just any video you post, if you monetize it, those ads, you get paid once a month if you reach like a certain threshold. I think it's like $100.
And for those of you that love us and love Jess, if they let the ad play, do you get more?
Supposedly, yes.
Okay. Let those ads play, people. Go get a drink or go use the restroom while the ad's playing, and then.
But, that's not a ton of money, honestly, every month. When you look at how much effort I put into it.
Yeah.
So I do it not for the income. The income is nice, but it doesn't make a ton of income. Okay. I do it because I like to do it.
So let's just
do it because you like to.
So let's just put that out there because this channel's not monetized yet either.
And we put a lot of work into it.
And we put a lot of work into it. I edit hours every week on the episodes we do. The way we sit down and talk about things and all of that. But so then let's talk about it. What's the primary? Let's just put this together. This is going to be one of the reels from this episode. Here we go. You ready? Jessica, why do you become Blessed Jess on YouTube? What's your primary motivation for doing it?
Because I want to connect with other people. I want to show them our life. I like watching other people's life. It's a community. It's something I'm passionate about. I want to share our life with people. I just love doing it. I love documenting our family. I love connecting. It started because I was lonely and I wanted to connect with other moms. If I didn't get, there was many months where I got $0.
That was pretty.
$0. Many. Where I got $0 for doing Blessed Jess, but I kept doing it. And so, yes, I do get money from that monthly now. But if you consider all the hours of work I put into it, it's not, I could work at McDonald's cheaper, So I'm very grateful for it, but I would do it for free and I have done it for free. So.
Sounds like the same answer I get to people from ministry.
Yeah.
My paycheck is a byproduct. I do it because God's called me to do it and because I feel alive. That's my biggest thing. The biggest thing I can tell people is, why do you do ministry knowing it's not going to be the biggest paycheck in the world? Probably because when I'm doing ministry, whether it's leading worship, preaching, teaching, working during the week, the daily grind, prayer times, worship times, all of that, when I'm doing those things, honey, that's when I feel the most alive. That's when I feel like this is the reason I'm breathing, is to be doing this right here, right now. So I have to do this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's a great thing when you can find something like that just like feeds your soul, and being able to share the most important things to me, taking care of our home, buying groceries, taking care of our children. And if it encourages another person, like that's just amazing on top of it.
And I will say to you out there, there are going to be seasons that we're going to talk about a few more of those things in a second. There are going to be seasons where you're going to have to do something you probably don't want to do to make ends meet and get back on financial track. But if you can find a way to make a living doing what you really love to do, grab a hold of that and don't you dare let go. Yeah. Don't you dare let go, and pray into it. Say, God, you know what you've called me to do, and I trust you. I'm going to do what your word says. I'm going to give my tithe and give my offering. Would you please allow me, Lord, to do what you've called me to do? God will make it happen.
And if you don't have that and you don't know, like I remember when our babies were little and I wasn't making any extra money. And I remember feeling like I wish there was something I could do that I enjoyed. And, God made that happen.
God created Blessed Jess, not you.
Yeah, like the way it came to be and everything. So anyway, ad revenue is one way. The other way that most people make the most money, which
sponsorships.
I don't do it as much really as a lot of other people do because I'm very particular, but sponsorships.
You mean you don't like talking about hemorrhoid cream? You don't like talking about
y'all? Daily, I have offers of stuff to share, brands to work with, and I have a baby channel. I can't imagine if you had 100,000 subscribers, million subscribers, how many
emails you'd get every day. Yeah.
So I'm very particular. I want it to be something that it relates to my channel, or I feel like the viewers will like, that's something important to me. But that's where a brand will pay you to showcase their product or their service, and
or
you
plug it in the middle of an episode.
Usually I will do ones that are integrated. I do very few standalone videos. I just feel like they don't do as well. And most brands would rather have them in a vlog and something that people are already watching. And so I know a lot of people hate.
And I know your brain is like, how can I cut this in and make this work? Oh, and by the way, I got a phone call today. By the way, do you have Mint Mobile?
It is hard. And that, I know a lot of people hate the sponsored videos and stuff, but this is what I have learned from other YouTubers. And I love, if you know, see Mindy Mom on YouTube. She's actually a friend of mine. I love Mindy. She's actually been there. She's a fellow pastor's wife, and she's been there for us in lots of hard times. But she said that she explains it to her viewers as, you are getting YouTube for free. You are getting to watch me for free.
Right.
And this is a way you're able to do that. This is a way my channel is able to be supported.
Yes.
So it's a blessing to you when I get to do sponsored videos, because the quality is going to be better.
Yes.
I'm able to put that money back into, because guys, like YouTube, making videos is not free.
No.
The amount of equipment and
cameras break.
I mean, all like the subscriptions for the music and the editing and all, it's so expensive.
Not to mention the most valuable resource you give, which is your time.
Yeah. It's a lot of time. And so when you are a part of watching a sponsored video, you should be so grateful, because you're able to get this content for free.
Yes.
And so I love that viewpoint. And I try, and I look at it like that, as opposed to like, oh, I hate doing this because I know people don't like it. I look at it as what a great blessing this is for my channel. Yeah. And I don't do them every month. I don't do them every week. But when I do get to, it's nice because you're not dependent on the ad revenue is like this.
Yeah.
Even if your views are similar every month, it just depends on how much they're paying that time or whatever. So you can negotiate with the brands a lump sum that you get. And so that is able to go further, I have found.
Do you think you're cheap?
Do I think I'm cheap? Probably. But, I try to make it work for both of us. Like, I don't want to ask for the moon and the brand be like,
because they'll stop asking.
Right. But at the same time, like, I don't want to sell my time short either. Right. So, we try to,
you got to find the right place.
Find the right place. And a lot of times I'll just take what they offer, which I probably could counter offer, but I feel like, oh, that's pretty good. I could probably do that. Like I said, I don't do it often, but they are a huge blessing when they come around.
Yep.
The other way I make money on YouTube is through Patreon.
Yeah.
And I need to do better. That is a hard one, because I'm already doing daily videos, which in YouTube land, that is crazy.
Maybe this is where I can help you.
Maybe. YouTubers don't do daily videos anymore. Now, when I started watching YouTube, daily vloggers were huge.
That was what it was. Yeah.
There's a lot of daily vloggers I watch, and that's kind of how I got going. It's very rare for people to post daily. It's a lot of work. It's like it never stops coming. It's endless.
Let me ask you a question about that. Could that be part of and then, I mean, this may be more behind the scenes talk, and if it is, just say cut this. But do you think that your daily posting can become white noise, and that might be one of the reasons why you're not as big as you think you should be?
It is. I don't know if I'm not as big as I should be. I'm
praying for God to increase you beyond. But a lot of times, I know we've had conversations of, I know my content's good. I know I'm putting out good stuff.
What I think is important to me and my subscribers is the consistency.
I agree.
There are so many people that tell me, I watch you every single morning, or I watch you every single night.
Yeah.
I watch you when I wash my dishes, or
you're
whatever.
there for your subscribers.
I feel like I just started saying this new thing that I heard somebody on their vlog say, that their vlogs are like if they were FaceTiming their sister.
I love that.
And I was like, that's exactly what my vlogs are, because they're not like super stylized. They're me talking to the camera mostly.
Right.
I don't like showing like a ton of like the kids. Like I try to be a little protective. Now I do show them some because they're part of our life.
Yeah.
But
most people think you're a single mom. They almost never see me. They talk about me.
That's kind of what I want it to be. I want it to be my perspective.
Right.
It's my day. Now you guys are all a part of my day, but a lot of time family time, I want to be in the moment with y'all.
Right.
So my vlogs are like I'm FaceTiming.
And we say y'all because we know most people that if you probably are a Married 15 Year Life fan, you probably also have gone over.
When I say y'all, I mean Bless Jess people.
Yeah. And if you're not, please go like, comment, and subscribe all of her videos. If you love this content, you're going to love Bless Jess.
Yeah. So anyway, I just feel like that's such a good analogy. It's like if I was FaceTiming my best friend, FaceTiming my sister, you're just going all my day with me.
Yeah.
And I don't try to plan things for the vlog. I just pull the camera out and talk to it randomly. And that's kind of like how it was back in the day. And it's changed so much. And I like some of the changes of
You've been
YouTube.
doing this so long, you're a throwback, honey.
I am a throwback. I am the old school vlogger. That's just the type of style that works best for me.
Yeah.
I like, but I'm able to keep the pace like that. If I was doing these crazy edited, videos, I wouldn't be able to do them every day.
Right.
And so to me, who knows if I could grow faster if I did 3 videos a week or whatever. I just like the consistency of daily. I like that people know, and I will have, if I am late on a video for whatever reason.
Oh, they'll let you know.
I will have so many people, where's your video? Y'all okay? Where's your video? And I just love that because there's so many people that
They care
truly,
so much.
They know that I am consistent.
Yeah.
And
you'll give people a heads up. Look, we're on vacation.
A lot of times, yeah. But like if there's a fluke or the technical glitch or whatever,
You post the same video twice. Which
that's happened.
That has happened.
But I am, and I tell people that with starting, whether you're doing 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, whatever, be consistent.
Yep.
Because people will learn you. If there's just random videos going up all the time, you kind of forget like what day, you know. So the consistency I feel like is super important.
Yeah, and it's the same thing for Married 15 to Life. And again, we're not monetized yet, but we really would love to be able to give you guys the ability to monetize this channel and help us with that. And I'm so thankful reading the comments, especially of the last few videos. There are people that are like, I'm so glad I found this podcast. I'm so glad that this married couple's talking about the things we're talking about. I had a Schultz Christian alumni say, man, I haven't heard that name in a long time. So it's amazing what this stuff can do and how you can touch people and reach and impact people. And again, the only reason this channel is even having any semblance of growth and success is because we will on point come in and go, look, we're out of town next week. We got to record 2 today. And we'll make
it happen, yeah.
And we'll make it happen because we understand consistency is everything.
And I will say too, like I'm still getting people that just found my channel for the first time that didn't know about. So if you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy this podcast, sharing it with a friend is so helpful because a lot of people just, the algorithm hasn't shown it to them or whatever. And I have had people just recently this week say, I'm so glad I found your channel. I never had seen you before. And now I watch every day. And
let me just put that out there right now. A lot of people are like, likes matter. Yes, they do. And subscriptions matter. Yes, they do. Shares are the biggest thing. They've done a recent study that, especially on like Instagram Reels, that the hearts are great and the comments are great because that gives that video traction. But when someone shares it or reposts it,
it's like that whole multiplication thing.
Yes.
Views, but then when you share it and then that person shares it and then that person likes it, it's able to grow like this as opposed to just grow in numerically.
So again, I know we're plugging a lot here, but this is one of the ways we earn supplemental income, which lets Jess do what she loves to do. And so if you like an episode of this podcast and you're like, this was so much fun, I'm glad I listened to this, there probably might be 10 more of you that need to hear it. So post it on your Facebook or put the link in your Instagram bio or something, or not bio, but put it in there where people can copy and paste it or whatever. Stories. There we go. Stories. Yeah. Just figure anything that you can do to help, spread that. And don't just do that with our channel. Do it with all the channels you love. That's the way these people are able to do what they love to do.
I forgot to finish what I was saying about Patreon, but Patreon's another way that people are able to support my channel.
Yeah.
I need to do more over there. Right now I'm using it as a place to put videos that I can't post on my channel, gifts, like special things that I don't want just everybody
Christmas
seeing.
stockings, Easter baskets.
But it's something that people can pay monthly, whatever tier they choose, and they're able to get some bonus videos, and then I'm able to get money. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit, and it helps, And
I think that's because one of the things we've talked about is a lot of the videos that I really love doing with you are the ones that don't perform as well, which are like taste tests and things like that, which I love. And a lot of people love it. And a lot of people found our channel through those things. But maybe we can go back to doing a few of those every now and then, and those can be on your Patreon.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Maybe that's the way I can start helping you with that.
But that's those 3 ways are the main ways.
We're having a planning session right here in front of y'all. But those
are the 3 main ways. Now, I have done other things throughout the years, like
give flu shots.
Well, that was before we had kids, but yeah. I have sold paparazzi jewelry.
Yes, you have.
I have done Optavia coaching.
Yes, you have.
I'm trying to think if those are the main ones
Yeah.
that I've done. That something I like to do. I was already liking paparazzi jewelry. There's an easy way to start selling that.
Every time I go to Lowe's and see those hold pegboards, I immediately think
That was
of
such
that.
a crazy time of our life.
It
But it was
was.
something we did together.
Yeah.
And it was able to help us earn
Is it
some
still
extra
a
money.
thing? Like, are a lot of people still
Yeah,
doing
but I
it?
heard that they had to raise their prices. Well, everything's
Everything's gone
So I
up.
don't know how well it's doing. I think it's like $8 or $7 or something. But then like us finding success with Optavia, I started being a coach to help pay for the fuelings because we were both on it and it's really expensive. And I mean, that's the way we're able to get healthy and
Yep.
lose weight. And so I'm grateful for those ways, those little ways that, I'm able to kind of work from home some and
Right.
add to it. And then you can talk about some ways you've added.
Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about what we've done in between ministry jobs because that's going to be part of the stories we tell when we do talk about where we've been in ministry.
And I will say before you get started, I've always admired this about David because he is not feel like he's too good to do anything.
Nope.
You have done so many jobs that, you shouldn't have had to do, but he's such a hard worker. He's never complained about it. He's always just gotten in there. And I know, like I've always admired that because I know I never have to worry that you're going to let us down. Like I know that you will work your butt off to make sure that we have what we need. And that's just, that's so admirable.
Jessica loves seeing me in a Papa John's uniform. It just does something to her.
It just made me so proud as your wife because
Yeah.
I know so many people will be like, I'm
going to sit at home and wait on that next church to call me. Good luck with that.
And he like delivered pizzas and he worked his butt off for us. And that is so attractive in a spouse because they're, this is making you feel really good.
Talk about that more often. Say stuff like that.
I do tell you that all the time.
I know.
But I am so proud of him because he puts like, you didn't go to Papa John's as like, well, I'm just going to like, he worked his butt off to do the best he could
If
there.
I'm going to be here, I'm going to be the guy that sets the tone for the whole place.
And he's always been like that. Like at churches, like what needs to be done? Do we need to clean the bathrooms? You can't be too good to do anything,
Nope.
He's just, you have a really good work ethic, but go ahead.
No, and I'll just paraphrase that when I was in college, I was in a group called the Collegiate Masters Corps, which if you know what Masters Commission is, it's like a really intense ministry training. And they had a version of that, and I got college credit for being in it. But one of the key slogans of the Collegiate Masters Corps, if you're too big to scrub a toilet, you're too small to be in ministry. And I've always admired that. My mantra as a pastor in ministry is something my papa taught me. He said, wherever you go, serve your pastor. That's always been, the thing that I've modeled my ministry off of is I am here to help somebody else. If I am not here to get on the platform, preach a message, and everybody tell me how great it was. If that's the reason you're in ministry, you're in the wrong career. And I'm not here to do anything I do in ministry to promote myself. I feel icky every time someone's like, you need to make David Hawley Ministries and let people know all the stuff you do, and they need to bring you to their church. I don't want to promote myself.
Well, and like,
there's just something weird about that.
You care about the church growing, but like, oh, well, I can't go to that church because there's only 50 people there.
No,
we've never looked at it like that.
No, if the Lord leads me to take an engagement or speak at something or whatever,
or become a pastor
there. Yep, exactly. So that's not whatever motivates me. What motivates me is the voice of God. But the two things I can really talk about is one thing that I've done now for several years in 3 different states is substitute school teaching.
And you've enjoyed that.
I have. The thing you have to have as a substitute teacher is you just simply have to know kids lie.
They try to get one up on you.
They try to go, we already did this. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I have to go to the bathroom.
I have to go to the bathroom. Yes, so does everybody else in this class. But here's the thing I've learned about that. By law, if a kid says they need to go to the bathroom, you have to let them go.
They'll try to get you to let them go in like groups,
And then they'll go, hey, can I go too? When she gets back, you can. Yeah.
All kids try that.
You just have to learn. Kids are trying to be kids. How do I know? I used to be one. And so you just have to know what the rules are, whatever. And then I always tell them right up front, guys, here's the assignment from your teacher. Only you and God and they know if you did it or not. But here's what I'm asking you to do. Just please do it and get it done. And at the end, if you're done and show me you're done, y'all can sit and talk and it won't bother me at all. Give your kids the opportunity of, I'm here for you. I understand y'all don't want to do this stuff. Just go ahead and do it, get it over with. And it's a teaching moment too. And there's times I'll cut up and have fun with them and we'll have fun conversations. And especially now teaching where I'm at now, which I teach in multiple schools. I've done like, I think
Our city has a lot
our
of
city
different
has a lot of different schools. And I also learned where I need to sub and where I don't need to sub. Now, if it's the only thing that's available and I have a free day and I really need to sub that day, then I'll try to take it. But I'm really better with junior high school.
Yeah.
Elementary is just so demanding, because you're
in the same classroom.
You're in the same class all day, and also because I don't have hardly any education background. Most of the time, you'll go in there with either the aide or maybe with the teacher, and the aide can't be there, so you're the aide for the day. But a lot of times they want you to be the only person.
Yeah.
And the thought of teaching the entire day, all these multiple things.
Well, and a lot
kids,
of times, like the older kids are more independent, so you can give them an assignment. You're not actually teaching them.
Right. And it's usually one teacher who has 5 or 6 standalone classes.
Yeah.
So it's not the whole curriculum or the whole broad spectrum. It's one class, one thing. And I especially try to look for classes that I have any kind of input into. Like if there's a computer science class or a music class or history class or anything.
And you love subbing at Nate's school.
That was what I was about to say. Especially now.
Because he's popular.
Because Nate is my son. If I can get into Nate's school as a sub, I'm immediately the best sub in the whole place.
You're the Nate's dad is here.
I've had people come from other classes in between classes going, "Hey, Nate's dad, how you doing?"
And you get to go see Nate.
I'm in your class in 4th period. I can't wait to see you.
And then you go see Nate at lunch or whatever.
I go see Nate at lunch, yeah. So, and thankfully now his teacher, who is, really helpful, she's like, as soon as we have, subs that come available, I tell all of our subs get Nate's dad.
I think it's so cool too, because we try to be really involved in our kids' school, and that's just another open door for them to get to know you better, and you get to know them better, and it's just a great thing. Yeah,
just to be encouraging with
and
that.
And it adds some, not a lot, but it all adds up, like we've said before.
Yeah, and thankfully, because of the circumstances of my job now, I'm so thankful for what our church pays us. I'm so thankful for the amount of money I make.
And I'm so thankful for our church here, because they have said, like, we know that you may need to have some outside, and they're okay with it. They're okay if you want to go sub. They're okay. They've given you the green light to do what you need to do, and it's not like, well, you can't sub if you need to. Right. You're employed here.
But even then, here's my mentality. I try to be such a good steward of my church that if I have to sub on, say, like a Tuesday or Wednesday, then I'll work on Friday when it's typically a day off.
Even though you didn't have to do that.
Because I didn't have to. Because at the end of the day, what I put forward represents God first, represents the church second, and then represents me third. I don't want any of those 3 things to look bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to make sure.
David works 40 plus hours every week at the church, easily.
Yes, easily.
And then all the work you do at home at the church and stuff. Yeah. Nobody could ever say that you weren't working enough.
Right. And then the second source of income I can mention
is a new one.
Is a new one that I'm mad that I haven't learned about this before now.
Like, you have to get creative sometimes.
Yes. So the other thing that I've discovered recently that I wish I'd discovered right when we moved here is you can donate plasma. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing that now. They allow me to do it maximum twice a week. You have to have at least a day in between donations. And then after you've done it a second time, you have to wait until the next week, a week after the day of your first one. So, translation. If I donate on Tuesday, I can't donate again until Thursday, and then I can't donate again until the next Tuesday.
Right.
You have to do 2 times within a week.
And how long does it take?
The first one's the longest because they have to do a full physical to make sure you're
But like each time you go in?
Each time I go in, if you get the app, which I have, I can do the questionnaire on the way there. I did not learn that till today. I didn't know the app could do that. I thought I had to do it at the console there.
Yeah.
So now I learned that. So I could literally get up in the morning.
Like, what questions are they asking you?
Have you come in contact with something lately?
Okay.
Have you had any injuries that would prevent you from donating? Have you been out of the country? And then a lot of very personal questions that I'm not going to talk about here.
I need to know these.
Well, you can read it next time I do it if you want to. But then once you do that, you go in, they call you forward, they prick your finger and they test your blood to make sure you're okay. And then they take your blood pressure, make sure you're feeling good. They take your temperature to make sure you're not sick. And then once you got the green light on all that stuff, they send you back and they come and get you. They put you in, they strap you in, they put a needle into your artery and collect your blood. From the moment they stick you to the moment they let you go, it could be as low as 30 minutes. It could be as high as an hour.
Yeah.
And then they pay me for my blood. So
yeah, your plasma, they put your blood back in your body.
Yeah, they take the plasma out of your blood. They have this centrifuge that spins really, really fast. It takes your blood out, it takes your plasma out, and leaves your red blood cells and white blood cells in. And then once they collect all the plasma, they send the blood back into your body.
I'm so grateful that David's willing to do this because he's
So now, literally, everybody, David Hawley gives his sweat, his tears, and his blood for his
David
family.
has sent me the picture of like it in his arm, like the big old needle, and I'm like, it makes. I know that I went to nursing school and stuff, but that even made me woozy to see like the blood collecting. I don't think I could do it. So I
need a stress ball because when you give blood, you have to do this to make your arm tense up and send the blood out.
Lucy probably has some stuff.
I need a stress ball.
She has tons of fidgety stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you can make, $50 in an hour, like that's great.
Yeah.
And, creative way. And what I like to say is too, is you're helping people.
Yes.
You're helping people that are sick.
Saving lives.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool thing, and it's not far from where you're going to be driving anyway.
It's literally around the corner from my office. And there's not many plasma centers in a lot of cities.
So a lot of times you'll leave early before work starts, and you'll go give plasma, and then you'll go right to work. And what a cool way to earn a little bit extra money. And I'll take, because they put it on a card, so I'll take after a week or two of him getting his plasma, I'll take it and I'll buy groceries with it.
And our bank account does not get hit.
And it's a great blessing. So we had talked about this before because I had some people in my family who've donated plasma and platelets.
And we have a man in our church that did it and told us we need to start doing it.
And so you've been thinking about it, but it just finally worked out where you could go over there and do it. And it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've heard too, like it's healthy for you to do it. Like it burns calories.
Yeah.
And
helps your immune system.
Yeah.
Which I mean, mine's pretty good already, but it helps it even more.
I don't know if this means anything, but David has like the best blood type ever.
Yes.
And so anytime he can donate blood.
I have what's called, not the gold blood. The gold blood is like the rarest, that if you have it he
has the universal, it's O. You have O, but you also have, you have the opposite of me. I think I have O.
I think you have positive. I'm O negative.
So they love him at the blood place. So you'll donate blood even when you don't get paid, just because they need it.
Yeah. I haven't donated blood in a while. I need to go.
Well, anytime you see one, I haven't seen the little carts out there.
No, they don't. The Red Cross thing doesn't park. Haven't seen that in a while.
Sometimes when we're in your mom and dad's hometown, we'll see it, and you'll go in and give blood. But then they'll hound you with calls because they need you to come. Because
they want my blood.
They love your blood.
Yeah, somebody out there put in the comments. I think it's like AB positive. AB positive is like the rare. It's like the rarest. It's like the gold blood. Like only people with this blood type can give to this other blood type.
It's like the universal recipient.
Yes,
because they can't. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they can only
receive that,
and it's kind of rare. But O
negative can go into anybody,
and it's the universal donor, and they always need that. And we both have type O blood, but I think one's positive, one's negative, and I can't remember which is which.
Yeah,
and all of our kids obviously have O.
Have O.
Yeah. So,
is there anything else detail wise as far as what we do?
No, then I will say, I don't want to leave a finance thing without saying that God has blessed us so much. We always tithe. We've never not tithed.
And let me just say this as a pastor. God is not legalistic at all, but I firmly believe when God says 10%, that's of your gross income, not your net. You don't, whatever you give to first, that's your king. So of my gross income, 10% of my if I make $1,000 a week, which I don't, but if I make $1,000 a week, $100 goes to God first. Then I calculate my taxes.
Well, and I just think that there's so many people that look at it's hard sometimes because you look at your numbers and you're like, well, I don't know how we're going to afford.
You can't afford not to.
But it's amazing. I have tithed my whole entire life, and I believe in it strongly.
It's time to start teaching Lucy how to tithe out of her allowance.
Yeah, for sure. But I believe in it so strongly because God is able to do stuff with our money that doesn't physically make sense to us.
Right.
And we have
guys, we're not kidding. In our first year of marriage, I think we told this story, I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
The expenditures column dwarfed the income column.
I sat down and wrote it out one day and I had to crumple up the paper and throw it away because I'm like, there's no way that we can survive this. And we have never been late on our rent, our mortgage. We've never been late on our power bills.
It's nothing less than a miracle.
Yeah.
Literally, we don't know where the money came from, but it just always worked.
Yeah. And we've had a little and we've had more. We've never had a lot, but we've had little, we've had more. And it's all, God's always taking care of us.
My God shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory.
But it starts with trusting him with it. And we've always tithed, even when it was difficult to, even when it didn't make sense necessarily to. Yes. And I will say that is a way that our finances have always worked
because they're
out.
God's finances. We've given them to Him.
That's right. And so,
And we are led if it's
and not just our tithes. A lot of times we'll give offerings to stuff.
If there's there's missionaries we support Boys and Girls Missionary Challenge, which is BGMC.
And this has taken me a long time to get to. But now when I write our tithes check, I am so excited when those numbers go up.
Yes.
It's not like, oh man, it used to be $300 we're paying and now we're paying $350. Oh my gosh, that's another. I am so excited to see how much we can give.
Yes.
Because it's just,
I would love, honey, to live on 10 and give 90.
I know.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it.
And just looking for ways to bless others. You
Yes.
know, I'm always looking for a way, you know, if I hear that, you know, a kid needs a new coat or whatever,
Yes.
because I know if we help out those people,
Yeah.
God's going to bless us and He's going to take care of
If
us.
somebody does something, Jessica will take some of our money and put together a gift basket and give it to
Yeah.
them. We believe in the law of the kingdom. What is the law of the kingdom? It's called sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow. So if you give to others, God gives back to you. And as my papa would say, God's shovel's bigger than yours.
And y'all, we can't take any of this stuff with us.
No.
We can't take any of it with us.
No.
And so we're going to be judged on what we do with what God's given us.
And let me close out with this because we really got to go.
Yeah, you said this wasn't going to be long.
I know.
I knew it was going to be.
But when you stand before God, it don't matter how much your salary was. It don't matter what your possessions were. It don't matter what kind of car you drove, what latest model of iPhone you have. There's one question God's going to ask you when you stand before Him at the judgment day. And that is, my son died for you. What'd you do with that? That's it. And if you say to Him, well, I did all these great things for you, and I made a lot of money, and I worked my way up my corporate ladder, none of that matters. God's king of the universe. He has all that already. He wants to know, what did you do with His son? And if your answer is anything but, I accepted your son as Lord and Savior of my life, and every single day I gave my life to Him, and I lived for Him because He gave His life for me. That's the only acceptable answer. And if you're watching this right now and you've never made that decision, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this, that God is your source. God is the one who knit you together in your mother's womb. God's the one who gave you your first breath. Your brain activity in your mother's womb, the DNA you have, everything you have is from Him. He's the ultimate architect and designer of you. And we firmly believe, being who we are, that means that everything about me, the Bible says all my days were recorded. He already has a perfect plan for my life. And every plan I try to make up fails in comparison to the plans He already has for me. And so the sooner I learn to surrender my life and accept that He knows what's best for me. And that includes what I do with my money and how I make it, because He's got all that mapped out. We have never gone into any season of our life. Jessica will tell you, we've never gone into any season of our life. There's been moments of pain. There's been moments of, oh boy, here we go again. And there's been moments of, I don't know where it's going to come from, but I know who it's going to come from. Mm-hmm. We've always just had this assurance that now God will let you have your cry moment and be like, okay, that's a paycheck gone.
And there may be things you may have to live
and there may be things that, hey, you know what? We have to turn Hulu off until we figure. And we've done that. But we may have to not. Okay, kids, we're not going out for the next month. Those days happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. I've never seen the kids baking bread. God takes care of His kids. So you know what that means we have to do? Stay His kids. Yeah. Keep being His kids.
And I will say this too, God cares about where you are. So if you're struggling in saving money, if you're struggling with making ends meet, you want to increase your income, you want to go back to school, you want to do all these things, like start praying about it. And we say all the time, like, I'm praying for you. Like, we don't just take that flippantly.
No.
Prayer moves the hand of God.
If you have a prayer request and you put it in the comments, me and Jess read it and we pray for you.
And pray that God will give you opportunities, new ideas. I pray that all the time. God, give me new ideas to help this grow, to help this, and help me to save money. I pray, God, help me come across an amazing sale.
Yes.
When you find ground beef for $2 or whatever, and you're able to stock up your whole freezer, like that's a gift from God.
Yes.
And looking at it like that, as opposed to like, oh man, like, woe is me, I have no money. Like, looking for ways, if you go throughout your day looking for blessing, you'll find it, as opposed to looking for all the ways that the world has treated you bad. Mm-hmm. And that's easier said than done. But anyway, I just wanted to say that.
Yep. Our source of income is not what we do, it's who we believe in. God has always provided.
And not only our needs, but our wants too.
Yes.
And, we've been able to do so many amazing things, that I'm so grateful.
Yeah. 3 John 2 says, Beloved, I pray above all things you are prospering and blessed even as your soul prospers. So what does that say? God does not want you poor. Now, David prayed it this way: Lord, don't let me get so rich that I forget about you, and don't let me become so poor that I become desperate and do things I don't want to do. God hears your heart, and God wants to take care of you, and God will give you the desires of your heart. It's one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible, Psalm 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he'll give you the desires of your heart. 2 phrases there. He'll give you the desires of your heart if your delight is in him. Why is that important, Pastor David? Because if my delight's in him, then that means the things I want, my desires, are going to be what I need to have in my life. Yeah. Not what all I want to have. If I delight myself in the Lord, I'll have a 7-figure salary. That's not the right delight. Lord, give me what you want me to have. Give me the job you want me to have. Give me the friends you want me to have. Give me the boss you want me to have. Give me help my kids get into the school you want them to get into. Lord, every area of my life is yours. Well, so whatever that means.
We don't believe in the prosperity gospel of claim it.
God, I'm a child of God. That house is mine. No,
we don't believe
that's
in
not
that.
True.
But we do believe that God cares about us. Just like we care for our children and we want them to have good things.
Yes.
And we would never not want them not to have good things. God cares about us
and
too.
God does care about your wants. When Jessica needed a new van, I was looking at all these different models of cars, Pacificas, Chryslers, Toyotas. I mean, we were looking at all these models. And the Lord said to me, and I've told Jess this, the Lord said to me, what car do you want, David? What car do you want? And I said, Lord, my wife wants a Honda Odyssey, and it would be great if it's white. Within 2 weeks, we had it.
Because you know why? God cares. Father.
He's a good father.
And we can trust him. Even when things look like, I don't know what you're doing, God. I don't know.
Yep.
We've had those moments of just being like, I don't know how all this is going to work out.
And did God pay for that? No, we paid for it.
Yeah, it wasn't
but God made it available.
And he worked it out to where we were able to get it at a good price. We were able to use our savings and have that money, to be able to pay for it. And that wasn't just easily earned. I mean, we had to work really hard for it. And it's not like God just hands you things.
No.
But he will provide.
Yes.
And he always has.
If he knows your trust is in him and you worship him above and you don't worship money and you don't worship the culture and you're not a slave to the things of the world, you're a servant and you're a child of God, then God's going to bless you. He's going to take good care of you. He always does.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love you.
I love you too.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this long-winded, but hopefully very helpful episode. This is an inside look into how we do things. If you like this video or this audio episode as well, and you love this content, please give us a 5-star rating, leave us a comment on it, follow the podcast audio, Spotify, Apple, whatever you're listening to. If you have a detailed question or if you'd like to send us a voice question, we're going to do a Q&A episode here again in the future. Please send those to married15tolife@mail.com, not ymail, Gmail, at just mail.com. Sweetheart?
I also wanted to say, this is not just we're telling you the ABCs to do and you go do it. Look in your own. You're not going to maybe go donate plasma. You're not going to sell paparazzi jewelry. But I hope this gave you ideas on maybe some areas you could go into because we're all different. But if you're watching on YouTube, definitely let us know by giving us a big thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below. Definitely subscribe if you're new. And hit that bell to be notified when we post new videos.
I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you too. We're a good team.
We are. We're the best team.
I thought you were doing a high five.
Oh, well, I can do that.
I missed.
But you grabbed my hand.
Okay.
But I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you for all that you contribute to help make our family run and operate the way we do.
You too.
All right. Until next time, everybody, I'm David.
I'm Jess.
I'm the husband.
I'm the wife.
And we are married.
15 to life.
In him, we're rich.
That's right.
We love you guys so much.
Have
Bye.
A good day.